welcome to another episode of Lucysquickone. I got you with all the news. Let's go. Abuja is such a in fact for everyone who is living in Abuja right now. You guys are living the most blissful life. I had the opportunity to go to Abuja during the week, and guys, hey, if you are staying in Lagos, you probably understand the traffic that we're going through right now. And then I went to Abuja to represent my station for a seminar on migration, and that place was just beautiful. Now, talking about migration, I was taught about the misconceptions about migration, and then the way we think about migrants, and the fact that calling a migrant illegal is wrong. Instead, you call the migrant irregular, and the fact remains that a migrant is somebody who moves from one place to another. So just in case you moved from one state to another state, you are a migrant. But that's not the point. The point is, I got to Abuja and the road was so free. At some point, I was just like, what's going on here? Trust me, these guys are living the most blissful life. And now I'm back in Lagos. So continue to hustle and bustle, but it's all good. I had the best time there. Trust me. Now, if you are watching this sitting down, you need a cup of tea, probably water, because I'm about to get you or give you the best recap for the Big Brother Naija reunion. Now, I know a lot of emotions might just be running through your mind right now, but here on Lucysquickone, I'm going to give you my top 5 highlights for this week's Big Brother Naija reunion, and I'm starting with Tolani Badge. Now, during the week, the beginning of the reunion, Tolani Badge she just went all out, shouting. People were like, wait, what's happening? When did she become this way? So apparently, during the Big Brother Naija show, Tolani Badge was said to have been having something kind of with Neil, and then she came out to explain that what she was having with Neil was just to get Prince jealous. And then people were like, wait, you would use your friend's boyfriend, that was V, to get to another guy? And then she comes out to explain that V was actually not her friend. In fact, she said V used to look at her in a kind of high.
I feel like she's always had something against me, because there's no friend I will ever have. I will see them in a happy situation, whether they're boyfriend or girlfriend or not, and try to disturb. I saw the venom in her face.
That's why I stopped being friends with you, because you're a bitter leaf, okay?
I am a bitter leaf. I am a witch. I accept it. I accept it. Thank you.
Wahala. Seriously, when this all happened, a lot of people came out, they were bashing Tolani Badge, and then they were praising V, saying she was very classy and she handled it the best way possible. But Tolani Badge had a message for everyone who was bashing her.
I woke up and you guys are still crying.
And then we move on to Katrina and Praise. I know. Probably when you're watching, you're like, I said it. I knew that this was what happened. Now, during the week as well, Katrina came out to review that she and Praise, that speculation that we all had that something was happening under the sheets, she came out to confirm that she and Praise had something together while they were in the house. Now, she was not saying this because of anything, but she was saying this to kind of get at Praise. And people came out to talk about how some women, when they want to retaliate, especially to a guy, they come out to talk about his weak points or say things that will bring him down. And the people were standing up for Praise instead of Katrina. The third highlight for me was Dorothy and Bright O. So just as Katrina was dropping her own bomb, Dorothy was dropping her own bomb. In the house, there was triangles. There were triangles between Nengi, Kitwire, and Erica. There was Ozo, and then there was Nengi and Dorothy. And then there was Watoni, Dorothy, and Bright O. Now, apparently, Dorothy came out during the week to reveal that she and Bright O had something during when they were in the Big Brother Naija house, and people were like, you don't mean it. But what Dorothy said that got a lot of people talking and kept on calling Bright O Lord B was the fact that the next day Bright O just behaved like nothing happened between them, and it was so cold, and she felt that she felt kind of used, and then she just cut off from Bright O, and people were just like, you don't mean it. I'm still talking about Big Brother Naija. Hey. Oh my god. Like, watching it most of the times, I'll just be laughing. And I'll be asking myself, is it the same Big Brother Naija that we like? Was it the same Big Brother Naija lockdown show that we watched that these guys are talking about? Because at some point I was lost. Moving on again, we had the story of Kaisha versus Neil. Now, during the Big Brother Naija show, there was a time when it looked like Kaisha and Neil, whether Kaisha was onto Neil or Neil was onto Kaisha, and there was V in the picture. So that conversation came up, and then they were asked like what was going on. So Kaisha used the opportunity to ask Neil, and Neil was like, I was never interested in you, I didn't like you. And Kaisha was like, no, say it, did you like me or you not like me? me. Kaisha is a very lovable person. She represents people who, when you're new in a community, you try to see how you can fit in, and you just try to know where you stay, and nobody will just step on your toes. But apparently Neo just came out and just kept on saying, no, I didn't like you. And as he was talking, he kept on looking at V. In fact, most of the times when he was being accused, even Tolani Badge, he kept on looking at V, and V was just there, where you were, it's you and I. And the conversation just went back and forth. I'm still talking about Kaisha. Well, this is like the fifth highlight for me. I will divide this into three. Now we had Lucy versus Katrina, and then we had Kaisha versus Lucy. Now, for Lucy and Katrina, their friendship was what people were shouting and saying friendship goals. When they were in the house, they were close, they were doing things together, their vibe was just insane. And then when they left the house, Lucy was kind of close with Praise. And then people were like, hey, Katrina and Praise were close. But Katrina just supported her friend all through, always voting for her, saying we must stand by Lucy and all of that. But all of a sudden, they come out of the house, they are still good, and then all of a sudden we hear Katrina had unfollowed Lucy. So Ebuka had to ask Katrina, saying that what happened, and then Katrina was like, Lucy was not loyal. Now Tolani Badge, when she was asked about this, she was like, and I will explain this way, what happened or what she thinks was happening. Those kind of friends that you would have, that they are fighting with somebody. They expect you as their friend to also fight with that person, and that's why that's why Katrina kept on saying that Lucy was not loyal, and Lucy was just like, what's going on? Wow. I don't understand. Are we married?
You've been friends with Nengi, Lucy. It's not about you being friends with anybody here.
What is it
it's
about?
you talking to me.
We were talking.
You never did.
Gist of
Because
what
she's saying
happened.
it's not because of
So
me and
the-
Nengi being friends. I was
Okay,
waiting
tell
for
us
her.
what- tell us when
I
you
don't have a
noticed.
problem with you being friends with Nengi
So
or
what is
any
it
other
about?
housemate. You had issue
I was
with
in your
them.
house every other time. How are we not talking again? And please, she said commitment. Are we married though?
And then we move on to Kaisha. Kaisha comes out to say that, Katrina was somebody her mom likes, and she wanted to take a picture with her, but Katrina was all over the place, and then that didn't happen. And then Lucy was trying to explain something, and then Kaisha stands up and says, "You're calling don't talk about my mom anyhow," and all of that. And before you knew what was happening, during the show, we had a lot of pillow throwing and all of that. But Kaisha, I think, threw the pillow to the wrongest person. The moment she threw that pillow at Lucy, hell went loose.
Why is it? Are you mad? You're not the first person to be violent, my dear. I will bring the out of you. Idiot.
Guys, there was the kid and the Nengi conversation. I just feel that all this that has been happening is what I would like to refer to as the appetizer to the main meal. I'm looking forward to the conversation between Kid Wire and Erica. We want to know what actually happened. And then the king of all conversations, I'm looking forward to the conversation between Lekon and Erica, because people are just like, we can't wait. But while watching the show, a lot of questions about why are things happening this way? Like, why are these guys turning their mouths and saying things that against what they were saying before, the opposite of what they were saying before? Let me explain to you. I feel that the housemates, when they came out of the house, they really thought that, they didn't know what was going on, and decided to play it safe, to know how to talk, and they don't know who their fan base was. But now they know who their fans are, they know who are standing for them, those people that say, I stand, and they decide that, let us throw caution to the wind, let's just talk. There's some things I just feel shouldn't have just been out there, but for the ratings, they are willing to do anything. One thing that makes me enjoy the BBnaijareunion show is the way the housemates react whenever somebody makes a revelation.
I didn't last 5 seconds. I left him in my bed and I went over to the sitting room to chill.
Yeah.
The way Tricky T just goes left and Kid Wire just goes right, I just see myself laughing and laughing and laughing. Guys, so far so good with all that you have watched. Let me know what has been your highlight so far with the BBnaijareunion show. And secondly, or you can tell me which of the housemates did you not expect less from the reunion show. Let me know in the comment section. So there's still updates about Baba Ijesha. I remember I talked about the sexual assault charges and all of that. So during the week, Baba Ijesha was granted bail in the sum of 2 million naira and also two shorties in like some. Now, these two shorties, we have one person who is a blood relation, and the second person has to be like a legal representative that will just be there. Now, the judge, while granting Baba Ijesha bail, said that she was granting him bail so as to, take him out of custody and then trust that he would always be present at every trial as the case goes further. And when the moment people saw this again, apart from the other bill I talked about, they were like, they're not sure what's going to come out of this whole thing. People were quiet and they're just really calm. But just like me, I'm calm. I'm just watching this whole story and I really hope that it comes out good. But I would always give you updates as the story progresses. Trust me on that one. Did you see the gifts Limio got for his birthday? Like for June 22nd. Now, we had something like that in 2019. He had so much gifts. 2020, they elevated the fans who are definitely mostly female, sent him lots and lots of gifts, and I'm just like, who is this human being? Now, in case you don't know who Lee is a South Korean actor, and he is best known for one of the movies that broke the hearts and opened the hearts of a lot of ladies, and that is Boys Over Flowers, where he acted as Gujun Pyo. He's acted in City Hunter, he's acted in Personal Taste like Crocodile. Wow, I'm sorry. He also acted in the most recent one, which is The King, the Eternal Monarch, where he acted as the king. I mean, Louis O is just a beautiful person. Just trust me, I see him as the king of romance. Such a fine young man. Oh, on that note, guys, I say thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Lucysquickone. I got you with more juice next week, Friday. Don't forget to share your comments on the stories I have shared with you today. Don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share. I got you. Bye! Come